It's time to crack open a cold one and embrace the absurd. This is the Exploded It Show. Here we go.
Good morning, family, career, community, leaders of America. Welcome to the funniest thing on the intranet. This is the one and only Exploded It Show. I don't have much of a joke to make about the FCCLA, but there it was. I'm Wired Serial, joined as always by the illustrious JC King. What's going on, JC?
We got an important decision to make at the start of this thing. All right. Do we call Fishbone, tell him where we're at, and see if he finds us in the middle of this podcast? Or do we not tell him where we're at?
Okay, I think there's something more pending.
What's that?
We are out at our normal outdoor recording location. We're at
that's Cruella DeVille.
And Cruella DeVille and a puppy has just showed up.
That's got to have something to do with the FCCLA.
Yeah. Does it?
FCCLA, right?
Right on.
All right.
It would be much better if you did.
We hope it. We wish you would.
So anyway,
that's not.
Apparently we speak louder than we think. But yeah, two people just showed up dressed like Cruella DeVille and a puppy.
Yeah. All right. So what's the decision on Fishbone?
I don't care.
I'm going to call him. I'm going to tell him if he can find us.
Like just by random happen chance.
Put it on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear him?
I have no headphones.
But you can hear him, right?
I can.
Because it's on speakerphone?
I can. Yeah.
Fishbone.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you in town? Are you in town?
Yeah, I'm at your office right now.
Okay.
I drove out here, saw the note, and I was like, they might be taping today.
Oh, well, we are taping.
We have an idea.
We have an idea. Serial's here with me.
We're going to give you a quasi Easter egg hunt and see if you can find us.
If you can find us, you can be a part of the show. We're going to give you a clue. Does that sound like a plan?
Oh, gosh. It's like I'm at work.
What do you say, I guess?
Oh, God.
All right, hold on. I'll come up with the first clue.
I need to talk to people. I don't even give a shit if it's taped.
Fair enough.
Well, it's fine. That's why
you guys?
We're about to give you a clue.
Recording at?
We're going to give you a clue. Serial's going to come up with one. I wish we could just give him latitude and longitude and make it.
A bat and ball game.
You can do that, and I can.
Oh, here you go. This is a great clue.
Easily.
This clue is going to tell you exactly where we're at if you figure it out. So listen to Serial.
A bat and ball game played between two teams of 11 players each on a cricket field, at the center of which is a rectangular 22-yard long pitch with a target at each end called a wicket.
Okay, that's your clue. Okay, did you hear that?
I don't understand it.
All right,
hold on. I'm going to let you. Serial's going to give it to you one more time. Hey, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
That's not the problem. The problem is I did not process a single bit of that.
Okay.
It's a clue, and if you can figure out what he's talking about, it's going to tell you exactly where we're at. And I'm not going to lie, this is like the easiest. He basically just told you where we're at.
And so you got 10 minutes and you can call us back.
Pub.
What's that?
My first thought that came through is British pub.
Okay.
Well,
that's it.
Just go with your instinct, and in 10 minutes, if you can't find us, call us back. We'll give you another clue.
He's going to read it to you one more time, okay? Read it to you one more time, and you should be able to tell where we're at from that, okay? It's really easy, Fishbone. You just got to pay attention.
I don't know Waco.
Okay.
You don't have to know. You don't have to know the town that well. All you have to do is get the answer to what he's saying. Google it with the city name, and you'll find it. Okay, I'm telling you.
A bat.
You're right. I'll tell you this. It is a pub.
A bat and ball game played between two teams of 11 players each on a cricket field, at the center of which is a rectangular 22-yard long pitch with a target at each end called the wicket.
So, do you know what he's talking about?
Okay.
No.
It's a game.
Idea.
I'll give you another hint. At least that way you start heading the right direction. Okay. It is of the family Grillidae. Insects related to are the bush crickets, more distinctly grasshoppers. The Gorillidae may
He's telling you the answer.
have
Fishbone.
mainly cylindrical bodies, round heads with a long antenna.
What did he just describe, Fishbone?
I heard bush over and over and over again.
Here, you want to read it to him?
God, I'm fucking tired.
All right. Insects related to bush crickets and more distantly to grasshoppers. They have mainly cylindrical bodies, round heads, and long antenna. Behind the head is a smooth, robust pronotum. I think I said that right. They make music by rubbing their wings together. What am I describing, Fishbone?
I don't know, but the correlation between the two hints is cricket.
Okay. Now you've got your hint. That's pretty much telling you the answer. See if you can find us now, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Just good luck. Call me back if you can't find us. We're like 5 minutes away from you. All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
So for everybody who doesn't know, Fishbone is the guy we met at a convention.
I don't think he's ever been on the Exploded show. I think he's never been on this show.
Kind of just fanboyed us until like a friendship occurred. And so now he does this where he randomly either shows up or calls us, and we like to play games with him.
Yeah, well, he's a lot of fun to do this with. But I don't know. I have a feeling when he comes on the mic, he's going to come way too hot. Like if he does show up and find us, number one, I'm not fully convinced, even with you telling him the exact name of the place we're at, that he's going to find us.
I don't know. I thought the first hint was a little hint-like.
It was on the nose.
The second one, though.
Both hints had the answer inside the hint. I don't know. That's insanity.
Yeah, good luck to him.
Good luck. Good. God bless. He's going to like a lot of these FCCLA types out here. There's more his.
You just stroked out on some letters there.
Yeah.
FCCLA.
Well, he's young and they're young. I think that might be in Fishbone's alley, you know?
Maybe he could be a future farmer.
He could. You know, so that would probably really annoy him if next time they come by, I'm going to say something about the FFA. I'm just going to keep going. How's the FFA convention going?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, running gag. So yeah, we're sitting outside.
Anybody we see walk in, I'm going to ask him that.
So we're hanging outside of Cricket's, our normal go-to, like out on the town recording spot. But something special is going on today, and the entire town is full of like these preteen, like go-getters, alpha. Like
I think they're high schoolers. My guess is they're high schoolers.
That's preteen, isn't it?
That's teen. That's
okay.
Full teen.
Still,
I believe that is
a
full
bunch of
teen.
kids dressed up in suits, thinking they're going to rule the world one day.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know what? Some of these might be our future leaders. Some are our future meth heads. You never know which way it's going to go. Because there was a time when I was one of these eager beavers, and now I'm
look at you,
look at me.
Straight up method.
And let's just say it didn't happen. Okay, let's say I'm not leading the congressional delegation on Capitol Hill.
You still got a couple more years. What the minimum's 35 for presidential races?
36 is what you got to do to run.
36.
You know what? And as bad as it's getting, there's a time in a day and age where I could be a congressional representative.
One of the like congressmen or the mayors of some part of Detroit is 26 years old.
I saw there was right now an uncontested congressional seat in Illinois. This guy's running. He's a Nazi, but no one's else has filed, so he's gonna win.
What is it, an absentee seat?
It was, I guess it was. It must have been. Yeah. There was no incumbent because right now he's uncontested in Illinois, like somewhere outside of Chicago, like a suburb.
Yeah.
And no one else put their name on the ballot. He's it. So he's gonna win by virtue of paying a $20 fee.
You know, as much as I do not want to condone Nazis or Nazism.
You should stop right there. You should always stop right there at that sentence.
I do like the idea that other governments are proportional. So if some percentage of the population is Nazi, well, you get one seat.
Oh, they have to do it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
If you're part of the workers union or whatever, you get a representative amount of seats in Congress. Not that we should flip the table over, but it opens up more viewpoints.
I think we should have some conspiracy theorists in office. That would be great. Some 9/11 deniers.
I will prove aliens don't exist or do exist, and JFK was murdered.
Well, that's whenever they say like there should be at least one person in the House of Representatives who believes Elvis is still alive. There should be
one judge at least.
A judge. There should be a judge whose whole thing is Elvis is still alive. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to let you go on this one, but just to let you know, Elvis is still alive.
Nicolas Cage is an immortal. Actually, I think most people are giving up on that one. I think we know.
Isn't Keanu the new one?
Yeah, Nicholas is going to die, but Keanu, he's even playing along too in interviews and stuff. People bring it up, and he's like, "Well," and he hedges around the question and he plays with them.
There was a squirrel there. I thought it was some FCCLA types for a minute.
FCCLA.
I just wanted to yell my FFA joke at him. I'm waiting though. Look at that squirrel.
Imagine if humans could climb a tree like a squirrel can.
Dude, that'd be amazing. If I could climb a tree like that.
You'd just be at the top of a tree for no.
By the way, I didn't even realize that this is the most ADD conversation we ever had. Literally, there was a squirrel and we went, squirrel.
Fair enough.
We saw the squirrel and we just totally got distracted completely and totally. It is what it is, man. So what are you saying? So about the congressional representation. You should have to have proportional congressional representation.
Not have to, but it'd be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful. I'm just trying to think of all the other things that you could have to have. I mean, you would.
Well, it does open up the door for the Nazi Party to have a seat in Congress.
Well, that would be bad.
The Socialist
That's the
Party
downside to it.
To have a seat in Congress.
But then you should have to should you also have to represent should there have to be one really fat dude to represent all the fat dudes?
That deep of
total proportional representation.
Yeah,
somebody who has really bad psoriasis.
We gotta have a cross-eyed guy. Fucking, you gotta have it.
One cross-eyed guy.
I mean, he
would be on CNN all the time.
Maybe truthfully, we need a quarter of a cross-eyed person.
A quarter?
Maybe the blind dwarf is cross-eyed also. That way it's because most of the population isn't cross-eyed.
No, there's not. There's always one, but I would love to see them on CNN. And you know what would happen every time? Laugh. Every time I would laugh.
Well, that's insensitive. And I think our culture is moving away from that. And
from cross-eyed laughing at cross-eyed?
You sound like a bigot, sir.
It's not that big a deal. It's what even, are there still, I always thought, is that, cross-eyed really isn't cross-eyed, it's lazy eye, right? You got one eye that's just kind of lazy.
Something, yeah. You're not intentionally doing it for whatever reason.
What is that thing? How do you get the Cosby eye? You know, what is it?
I think that's a stroke.
Well, you know, the joke is you always had to keep one eye on the door. That's what happened with Cosby.
I think it is something to do with musculature. I dated
musculature?
I dated a girl who had a paralyzed muscle in her eye. So her eyes were fine, except for when she looked left. One of them would just stay center. She couldn't look left with both eyes.
You dated a cross-eye?
She wasn't cross-eyed. Just she could look right with both eyes.
Look at you, so progressive.
She could look center with both eyes, but only one eye went left. The muscle to make the other eye go left didn't work.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did it take away from the relationship? The minute you found that out, were you
never
I'm having an issue with this?
Never a big deal. But when you're in a fight or you're in one of those heated moments where you're arguing.
Would you bring it up?
No, but then you just get this stupid look. And I know it's, not to her fault, but you get a stupid look where she's just and it would throw you out of the fight. And you'd have to reset your position and start.
I was in the middle of an argument
negotiating again.
Where somebody's crying and I'm trying to get Kleenex out of a Kleenex wrapper and it's vacuum sealed. And so I'm sitting here the whole time somebody's crying and I'm just fumbling.
You went
fingers
full vaudeville.
I'm trying to bite the open. I spent 10 minutes trying to get a Kleenex thing open.
Did it relieve the tension?
Totally. It totally took away from it. So I'd say, it really it's like Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. If you ever need to break a tension, just throw yourself in front of a car.
Or old style like Chevy Chase. I found out he was a fall guy.
A pratfall. A pratfall makes everything better.
Yeah, so just literally fall down and knock some shit over, and everybody thinks it's funny.
Everybody always does think that's funny. That is funny. It's like the cross-eyed thing. Cross-eyes are always funny, and I think I'm just going to label them cross-eyeds. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. Cross-eyeds are always funny.
It's not even vision impaired. Their eyes can be fine. It'd be
falling. That's
the peripheral impaired.
The peripheral, because they can't. You're right. They can't see peripherally. Anyway,
I don't know.
I need to see some of these FCCLA types because I just want to yell FFA at them constantly.
So,
I did that last night. I kept asking them about if they did the cheese contest because I was in the. Oh, here comes some. We're going to ask them if they're in how the FFA convention's coming if they come this way.
This makes for horrible radio, right?
I know, but it makes for great fun. Come this direction.
I think they're looking for parking.
They're not gonna get close enough to yell.
You could just be harassing and scream at them across the lot.
Somebody's probably going down right now to tattle on us. We didn't do it. We just said we were gonna do it.
No, the lady, she laughed at the cross-eyed joke.
Oh, did she?
The first time.
Then we over cross-eyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
No, so I just want to bring up not last week, a month ago, our last episode.
Yeah, Super 2 weeks ago or a month
energy.
ago or whatever.
That's why we went with the low energy small hands name.
Yeah, you thought it was very low energy.
I still think it's very low energy.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear it.
No.
I didn't listen to it.
So try to bring some more energy to it. First episode of the year was a sleeper.
Well, they happen. You know, it's not always the most exciting thing in the world. As a matter of fact, you know, like the thing I was realizing when we pop open these mics, as you can tell, is we don't really know what we're going to do or talk about.
Never a plan.
But I will take some credit. Now, we didn't talk about it on the show, but we talked about it many times. I'm going to go ahead and say that we called the stock market crash. We called that well in advance because everybody else was going like, hey, this is never going to happen.
Or you need
record
to
after record after record. And both of us were like, no, dude, this ain't right. This feels very strange. It shouldn't be setting 1 million records in a row. 365
records in a year is not a good
That's
sign.
Too many.
Yeah, that's not a trend in the stock market that happens.
Yeah, it's way too many. It's definitely a weird thing. So now it's crashed. And I guess I should be upset, like, because obviously it's not good, but I feel vindicated. I feel like
on the winning side
of this thing. I feel like I'm in, I feel like I'm in The Big Short. I should have shorted the market. However you do that. I don't understand how that works.
You bet against the market?
I should have shorted the market.
Yeah, that's a bet no one ever takes in like craps or anything or the market.
So is there a bet in craps that's the same thing as taking a short bet?
So normally in craps,
you bet they're going to crap out?
You're betting that they're going to win or make a point or whatever. So you're on the team of the roller.
Yeah.
There's also a bet of the no pass line, which is I think you're going to lose.
That means I think you're going to crap out.
Yeah, you're going to crap. You're going to, whatever it is.
Now, every time they hit a number, you lose that bet?
Yeah, you lose if they win.
Does it pay super good though? If they
pays
lose?
Better. It's not the best bet.
So if they're on a big winning streak,
you can go like no.
You go hit the no pass,
or you can do it on the first roll. I think you're going to crap on this hand, snake eyes.
That's an interesting bet.
Yeah, it's a bad bet, like
because the odds are not in your favor,
right? But you can still do it, and I think you can do that in the stock market. I think it's called short selling or whatever.
Yeah, it's shorting the market.
Yeah.
And then shorting the market is betting against the market. And that's what that whole movie was about, was the dudes who shorted the market. Who
saw it coming, yeah.
And they won all this money.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that works. How do you short it and then you win there's no better proof than comparing the no pass line to shorting bets, short selling the market, to prove that the stock market is literally just gambling.
Oh,
it's just made up gambling.
It is a gambling system based on faith. If people believe the economy is doing well, it goes up. And they hit their points.
So it's even less of a safe bet than the dice roll, because the dice roll has odds.
You're
literally betting on like how people feel that day.
Exactly.
How do people feel today?
Yeah. If people feel good about Apple stock goes up. If people feel bad about Apple stock goes down.
Betting on human emotion.
That's exactly what it is. Trust me, I'm an economist. And in fact, that's the first time I think since I've gotten my degree, I was able to say that.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm an economist.
Yeah. In context, it made sense.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion. Well, let's bet on what you're going to feel today.
Yeah. And that's all the stock market is. It's just people's trust in the economy.
And very few people really, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would say probably 5% or less of people are actually actively involved in it. Like most of the country isn't really.
If you count IRAs and mutual funds and all the backdoor investing, so I'd say 20%.
But it's there's way more people that have nothing to do with the market than have to do with the market.
Maybe 20% of the population.
But we focus on it as a barometer of how the country's doing. But really, it doesn't really affect that many people. Wages is way more important.
It's how the 1%ers feel about the market.
Yeah.
And that's what we base our entire economy on.
So the other thing I don't understand is we're in a period now of hyperinflation. And the dollar is super weak.
We're not technically in hyperinflation yet.
Well, it feels like we're headed that way.
I mean, there may be an inflationary trend, but
the dollar is the weakest it's ever been.
But loaf of bread doesn't double by the end of the day.
I see what you're saying. That's hyperinflation, where you can see prices change by the day.
Yeah. So, in the morning in Germany, when Germany collapsed, in the morning, a loaf of bread was $1.
This is where you're talking about pre-Hitler. This is the Weimar Republic.
No, this is after they shut down and
okay.
Lost the war.
I knew the Weimar.
No. This is Weimar. Yes.
Yeah, the Weimar Republic was nuts.
Yes, this is pre-war. So you go to the store, buy a loaf of bread for $1. At the end of the day, it costs $5. The next morning, it was $15. At the next day's end, it was $20.
Yeah, it was just going up, crazy fast.
Money was just losing. Truthfully, money was losing value that fast. That's
correct. Because
the bread didn't become more expensive.
You have to take more money. A barrel of German dollars, whatever they call those, francs.
Yeah.
You have to take a barrel of francs over to the market.
To the point where the wage wasn't increasing, so people began to starve to death because a loaf of bread became 100 francs.
In some ways, that is in a very small scale. What's happening in the country is that wages haven't increased since the 70s.
Yeah. But
And
the
yet
price of a Coke
price of
has,
stuff is going up.
gasoline has,
So people
living
have,
accommodations have.
people have less and less.
Yeah.
And that's the
that-
stuff that Bernie Sanders got right, man.
Yeah, the buying power of the American dollar has fallen. I do the math a lot with my grandmother because she gets mad at me when I spent, I think, $400 on Christmas this year. And she got so mad at me, like, I never spent that much on Christmas in my life.
Yeah.
And I do the math, and I was like, we're talking about her grandparents and how they didn't, we were lucky if they spent $60. Well, it turns out that is exactly the same amount of buying power, the same amount of money if you account for inflation.
Yeah. It's the same amount of money, yet you've made no more money.
Yeah.
The wage is the same.
So my great grandfather spent $40 on Christmas a year is the same as me spending $400.
Well, and also, like, I heard somebody talking about it the other day. They were talking about, I was watching Chopped, and they were talking about their American Dream
We
on
got to
Chopped.
talk about your kitchen fascination.
I love Chopped.
But we'll go on. Go ahead.
So as I was watching Chopped, they were talking about you win $10,000 what you win on Chopped.
Yeah.
And a guy was like, I just want to get a down payment on a house, get a house, live that American dream.
That is
and
not
when he
enough
said
money.
that, I thought about, like, that's not even the new American dream. That was the American dream of the 60s, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was when you, like, worked
Well,
a
the
place
50s and shit, yeah.
you work a place for 20 years, you put in your time, you
Well,
buy a house, and you've made it.
even before that, you used to be able to own a car, a home, provide for your family while being a gas station attendant.
And also without having these notes, without having bank notes.
Yeah. You buy your house outright for, $30,000.
Yeah.
The same house today is worth $500,000 and wages haven't changed.
Yeah. The bank is winning. Obviously, the banks are winning, which is kind of what I think keeps the economy alive.
It's a false.
Is I think because the banks keep winning and the loans are out there.
It's a false story. I think people higher up, more in power, have figured out the system, and they keep it hidden away from the underlings, the average folk. And the average folk don't think about how they're being.
But they want to keep those interest rates.
They're living a fake life, though. They're living a fake dream, a fake story, a fake everything, written by the higher ups, the bankers.
But I don't even think. I think the new American dream is not being in debt. I think that's the new American dream.
Yeah, surviving.
I can't wait to be debt free.
I hope I survive.
I'd like to have the new American dream is, can I have more money? Can I not live month to month, hand to mouth?
Yeah.
That's the new American dream.
100%. I agree with that. Like, I've only got 20 more years before I pay off my college debt.
Yeah, that's the American. Yeah, being debt free from college. That's the new American dream. And that's really sad when you think about what it used to be. Also, when you think of the 50s and 60s, the top tax rate, because this is what people who believe in trickle down don't understand. The top tax rate in the 50s and 60s was like 70%, 80%.
Well,
so
right.
like you were giving up 80% of your income if you were a billionaire to the government in the 50s and 60s. That was a top tax rate. And then it was under Reagan that he dropped the tax rates down to like 28% or whatever.
With the
under
thought
the
of
trickle down
the
theory.
rich guys will give the money back.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out, no, they just stick it in their bank account and sit on it. That's where the 1% came from.
Yeah,
Or the
exactly.
The 0.1%ers.
Trickle down doesn't work. It doesn't trickle down. It's keep it all. That's what it is.
See,
give them more, they keep it all.
I don't know the technical term, but my belief currently is give all the money to the poor people. Because A, it circulates. Poor people are horrible with money. They're poor for a reason. So
They're going to spend it.
who's going to spend the money? Well, the poor people are. Who's going to save it? The rich people. They just put it in their bank account because they don't.
Because they're
it's
fiscally
excess.
responsible.
Well, and it's also excess. They don't technically need the extra money to live their lifestyle. It only makes their lifestyle more extravagant.
No, it was like when they said they were going to do, this was George Bush, the first one. His big idea was going to do a yacht tax. And it really didn't do much because really most people don't buy yachts.
But the tax, 10% tax on $1 million yacht is a hell of a tax.
No, it is, but it didn't do anything to like change the fiscal
It
outlook.
probably fucked over the yacht community.
That's all it did. It fucked over 12 guys.
You can't go
It
like
fucked over 12 guys
we're putting in a
in
golf,
the Caribbean.
We're putting in a Caribbean golf tax. Well, all that does is hurt the Caribbean golf market.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for the economy.
No.
So the point is, like most people who are really, really well off, they're not buying yachts with the money. They're investing the money. They're putting the money up.
Chicken dinner. Look who
Holy
figured out
crap.
the puzzle.
Holy crap, look at this.
Jump on Mike.
Yeah, jump on Mike for a
I'm
second.
gonna
He's
go-
going to go get a drink.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too.
Fishbone has found us. Fishbone is joining us.
Now
Hop
I
on the
wish-
mic there, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Now I wish I'd brought my microphones.
Now, how, it didn't take you, but what, 10 minutes to find us? 15 minutes?
You want to talk about the worst part of it was trying to find a fucking parking space.
It is. Where'd you end up parking? Did you get the
Way
one?
the hell over there.
Yeah, you had to walk, didn't you?
Quite a distance. And I was like, I stopped people in the parking lot. I was like, where is this place?
So we're talking about right now, Fishbone, and we'll catch up with your story in a second, but we're talking about, to finish the story, the stock market is essentially collapsing right now.
Again?
It dropped 2,000 points in the last week. Not good. What do you think is causing the stock market drop, Fishbone?
I don't know. I'm more worried about my portfolio.
You got a portfolio?
Not a big one, but it's there.
You really are invested? You're in the stock market?
Yeah.
I'm not at all. I don't.
My boss recommended it to me. Me and him were talking about it, and he was like, "This is where I go to get my investments done," and blah blah blah. And so now I'm worried. Now I'm gonna have to like talk to him when I go back to work, going, "Dude, did you hear about this crap?"
Yeah, it's not good, bro. It's dropping. It's dropping pretty significantly.
I think part of it's got to do with the cryptocurrency market, where how it is like this Bitcoin.
Can you name some of these besides Bitcoin? What's another one?
Litecoin, Ethereum. There's a bunch of them, and I only know this because the guy who does our finances over at my company now, which I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was like sitting here like they gotta have somebody who helps them do this. There's no way these two do it all their own, because goodness gracious. But then again, we also do like 30 different other things. So
yeah. What are you saying though? Are you saying that cryptocurrency is affecting the stock market? That's your opinion?
There were people who like towards the end of this year, and I remember this because I was listening to Rooster Teeth and they were talking about it, and there were people who took like high interest loans out of their like high interest mortgage rate, like high rated mortgages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just to buy into this new market. And then it had a major deflation because
if you had spent $100, no, I think it's $1. No, it's $100. If you bought $100 in Bitcoin in 2010, you'd be a millionaire today.
Yes. And you want to talk about difficulty right now? The difficulty of Bitcoin is how hard it is to mine now. It is so hard to do.
To catch Cyril
Are you on that
up.
side of the world? Here, let's square up our bench.
To catch you up, Cyril, basically, Fishbone's theorem is that the stock market is plummeting due to the cryptocurrency.
It could very well.
Well, because people took out those massive loans towards the end of 2017.
And by the way, you guys are going to have to really speak up over there, or I'm going to
They
have to move
took
it closer.
major loans off of their houses, their cars, all sorts of stuff with high interest rate loans just to buy into this Bitcoin, Litecoin, cryptocurrency craze that's going on right now. And there's like, I think there's.
But hasn't it turned out to be bullshit now? Isn't it all fucking fading away and all full of shit?
No, it spikes like crazy. But now every time you mine a coin, it gets harder to mine the next coin.
And then on top of that, let's say
this is all made up horseshit, right?
No, it's algorithms. It's very, very complicated math.
It's essentially, and what was it? It was somebody. But
it's not a tangible thing, right? You can't touch a Bitcoin.
Well, neither is money.
You can touch a dollar bill,
but the value of it is intangible.
Yeah.
We just cut out the.
You can still touch a motherfucking dollar bill.
I can give you a Bitcoin, and you can say it represents whatever you want.
Is there anything that represents a Bitcoin?
Yeah, well, the same way there's something that like the value. You're cutting out the printing of money.
Correct.
And you're just making a calculation of the value.
We're now fully agreeing that it's completely fucking made up.
So is money, though.
That's what I'm saying. But now we're cutting out even the pretend of like, here's the monopoly side of it. Now we're just going, it's just in the fucking air.
Yeah, it's just a value that you hold with this name. The problem is GPUs are used to produce these things in the past.
Not anymore.
Not in the past.
Yeah.
GPUs have become a shortage, and now that they're dedicated rigs people are buying to do this. And by the time they receive them, they are no longer powerful enough to do the calculations required.
I opened my phone just so I could look up the history of Bitcoin, so how this all started and everything else. And I remember it was like something like Wells Fargo started it, and what happened is they would the reason why
wait, Wells Fargo started Bitcoin?
I do not know that history.
Something I remember reading this somewhere because I was extremely curious. I might be completely wrong.
You know what? I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna believe it's some shady shit banker. I'm gonna believe in this.
Here's
probably would be
essentially how this works. And
some asshole banker created Bitcoin.
It wasn't a pizza guy.
Well,
that's right. It wasn't Steve Jobs in his garage back when he was a high school kid. Yeah. It was some greedy Mr. Burns type. Or Bitcoin.
Some black market shit.
We don't even have to print the money anymore. It doesn't cost us any paper or any coin. We simply put it on their phones.
Yeah, but the thing is, when Bitcoin started, you could calculate it with your computer, and your computer's a piece of shit. Very quickly, you couldn't do that anymore. And the ramp up of the complication, like how complex these algorithms are, in the last year or two even, has skyrocketed to where supercomputers have a hard time doing this now.
Okay. So
doesn't that make it a piece of shit then? Isn't it a shitty currency then?
No, it means that we've reached a market saturation. Like, until there's a revolution in technology or something, this is all there is. And the
they
value
can't
of it,
make any more Bitcoin.
it's getting harder and harder every time one is created.
This is so made up. This is such a bunch of horse shit.
This is much more tangible than real market.
This is a bunch of goddamn horse shit. I know it is.
This is an actual excerpt from the Bitcoin.org website.
All right.
Not
all
even
right.
joking.
Least reliable place.
Into the mic, Fishbone. When you're talking.
Straight from whatever bullshit source they pulled out of their ass.
Reading the fucking.
It's like reading the Bible.
No.
Oh, wow.
But it's when
Fishbone.
when you want to buy a new product.
Aggressive.
You don't read the reviews from their website to like tell you how good the product is. It's all
This
marketing
is just
and
what
sales.
it says. Who created
Okay,
Bitcoin?
go
That's
ahead.
what it says.
Go ahead.
Okay, Bitcoin is the first implementation of a concept called cryptocurrency, which was first described in 1998 by WeiDie of Cyberpunk's mailing list. What?
Does not sound like he works for Wells Fargo. I
No,
Not at all.
No,
That's not a Wells Fargo guy. That's a garage guy.
mean, possibly
Give me a
Wells Fargo
second.
guy.
That's a pizza delivery guy.
I'm gonna assume he's Swedish.
it's okay. That's weird. I'm reading through all
Sure.
this real fast.
Great
Suggesting
radio.
the idea of a new form of money that uses cryptocurrency to control its creation. I'm so used to being on camera to do a podcast. Okay.
See, he doesn't like our lo-fi. He doesn't like our lo-fi old school way of doing podcasting here.
We still do hi-fi. Video would not be a podcast. That'd be a
We do
vlog
it
or
with
video.
There would be like 6 of us sitting in a room bullshitting with just for an hour and a half about all sorts of topics on camera, and then the audio is like 90% of what's predominant, but we'll do shit.
exactly
so
the same
people will
story.
see.
That doesn't excuse you going, hold on, and then just being quiet for a minute while you read.
Well, because 90% of the time people will fill in as I'm sitting here going, hold on,
That's
read.
what I'm doing. I didn't mean to distract you. Have you read it
Oh,
yet?
okay. No, I
But
haven't.
the way
I
we
just
fill
pulled
in
this
is
up.
by kicking you in the nuts. That's how we're filling it in right now.
You should have been reading this whole time.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a moment of silence.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay, so the first Bitcoin specification and proof of concept was published in 2009 in a cryptography mailing list by Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi
Works
left
for
the
Nintendo.
I'm reading this shit word for word.
I assume every Japanese person works for Nintendo. I'm sorry, it's my bias.
You want to talk about the worst part? Satoshi is the Japanese name for Ash Ketchum in Pokemon.
Sure.
No, that's
This-
actually it.
I'm not.
What
I'm
is
not denying
Ass Ketchum in Pokemon?
Ash.
Sounds like a gay
It's a character.
porno that
It's
I've
a
heard
character.
it. What I'm saying though
of. Have you been watching Ass Ketchum in
is
Pokemon?
Bitcoin.
I
is
saw it on gay.com.
Bitcoin is related to Pokemon.
No.
That's what I just heard.
Pokemon is really kind of like, it does sound like a porno when you think about it.
No.
Pokemon. Did you figure out, can you just thumb through it real quick and just tell me, is it Wells Fargo or is it not Wells Fargo?
So Pokemon, just to
No,
clarify,
but Wells
means
Fargo
pocket
uses
monster in translation.
What
it
happens?
also means to poke in your man. Poking a man.
Mon.
That's a poking a man.
You're poking your mon. Only Jamaicans get poked.
I poke in a man. I poke a man here. I poke a man there.
Now you guys need to make a
I
reggae
poke a
album
man in
of
his
just that.
underwear.
Let us get through our
Okay.
fucking Adam Sandler core album. Then we will do a reggae album.
Wait, you guys actually doing that?
It's in process.
That is
We
awesome.
got a song in the bank and we got 5 more to go.
They're kind of written. We just got to put them together.
Okay.
I've got lyrics
So-
still at your place written down somewhere.
Okay, so what I was looking at it was like banks like Wells Fargo uses the GPU power. What you do is technically you're donating your GPU power for processing, in order for these For
I'm sorry to distract you by looking at my watch.
Go ahead.
sorry, movement.
Squirrel.
Yes, exactly.
We did
Fuck
it.
you, squirrel.
We did it earlier.
We literally did that earlier. There was a squirrel and it distracted us. Go ahead.
So
GPU power. They're donating it to the calls or something.
yeah,
Wells
so
Fargo.
they could process bank transactions of which they get accredited a certain amount of Bitcoin.
They take
to
the
do it.
extra decimal
Yeah.
points of the pennies and make a profit.
Yeah.
I
And
think
so-
it's a thing that people use to be cool. They're like, oh, I'm using my
No,
Bitcoins.
you use it to buy slave children and prostitutes and drugs.
It's the dark web. You use it on the dark web.
That's the prominent place. Now, like some car dealerships will accept it. Some businesses will accept it now, but yes, preliminarily it's drugs, prostitutes, and dark web and shit.
The Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, I'm still angry. Our finance guy didn't realize we have no way of converting Bitcoin. Well,
There's not a true conversion. I can't just, if I had a pocket full of Bitcoin, there's no way for me to go boop, 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 and then have literally thousands of dollars in my bank account.
There's nobody who does that. There's no exchange rate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it is valued at this.
And they do have an
exchange rate. It has the purchasing
rate.
power, but to change it into money is a lot harder.
They do have an exchange rate, but you have to go through like a certain website and then verify.
I'm gonna have to watch this fucking documentary on this shit.
Yeah.
I still don't understand it.
It is just computers powering through complicated algorithms.
Yes, but that seems to be worthless. Like,
it's
to me,
just as worthless.
Here's the value of Bitcoin to me.
We were talking about
Jack and shit.
We were talking
That's
about it
the
earlier,
value.
about the value of the dollar and how the economy's changed, pay rate hasn't increased. You know, the value of the dollar is based on that faith we were talking about, right?
Full faith and credit in the U.S.
That's
Treasury.
all your dollar's worth is how much we trust it. Compared to this, that is backed by some calculation at least.
But that's not even, what is it? It's backed by, what does that mean it's backed by a calculation?
It means
it was really hard to do math, so it's worth a lot?
That means it's worth more.
Mint. Is that a thing? Is that a type? Is there one called Mint?
No, but there's a.
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. Who knows? There's
Can I just make up some stuff?
There's Kim Jong-un literally has his own cryptocurrency. You can invest and create Kim coins or whatever the hell they're called.
I would buy them.
Kim Jong-un has started it as a way to fund North Korea.
I want a North Korean cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think they're called Kim coins.
So what keeps you from doing this then? This is what I never understood about money. I still don't understand it. Why can't you just like take a bunch of one thing that's worthless and then print a million of them, okay?
And say it's worth $1 million of them.
And then say each one is worth $1 million and then give that to every person.
Right there, there's a mistake.
And now every person's a millionaire.
You equated it to millions. It's the same way like in Russia, a coat costs 10 million rupees.
That's fine. We're going to give everyone 20 million.
You
see that in Africa a lot. You see it like in Mugabe, Uganda, I think is where it's Mugabe's the president. You see these bills that are worth 10 million, whatever they are.
Yeah, it only makes you feel better.
And you buy a fry with it. You buy a French fry with it.
It's all about the purchasing power, and so it's just.
But why can't you just cut yourself off from the rest of the world, like North Korea's done, declare something valuable, and then it's whatever value you say it is.
And you can start flying the North Korean flag, and you have all the problems that comes along with being North Korea.
Well, their problem is trade with the rest of the world. They have no natural resources, so they have to trade
and
to
their
get them.
dollar doesn't mean anything to anybody else in the world.
But why does that matter outside of North? Why do you need it to matter outside of North Korea?
I'm trying to agree with you.
Oh, you're agreeing with me.
And you keep turning the story. Yes, you could do exactly what North Korea has done.
So North Korea has made up a dollar and it has no value to anyone else.
To no one else. That's the problem. To convert a yin coin or a Kim coin or whatever, which may buy you a loaf of bread in North Korea, into dollars, well, you just earned a fraction of a penny.
Now, why do they need, if they're truly a socialist country, why do they even need a currency?
Because socialism still has a choice factor.
Because I thought you wouldn't have to
eat this or eat that, or choose to do this or choose to do that.
But don't you just get it? Wouldn't you just get it for free?
Everybody gets 10 Kim coins, and you can do what you want with them.
So that's the problem. You have to be essentially in a socialist.
Isolated. Yeah, you have to be on an island that has no reference to other valuations.
And then you can just make coconuts value whatever you want coconuts to value.
There's a Pacific island that their currency, this is old, I don't think they exist anymore, but their currency was like a 6-foot stone wheel. And that's what they traded for value.
So it was super valuable. That 6 foot, by the way, that's the other thing I was thinking. You know what, if you were to do this, somehow something would become more valuable than another thing. Because it's like just human nature. So there'd be like, every coconut is worth, the same, but there'd be one guy who found like a black coconut with like 3 marks in it.
Well, diamonds and gold. And
suddenly his unique coconut was worth 5 of those other coconuts.
That's the way the valuable mineral or metal market works. The rare, like titanium is
that why you see
expensive.
All the people on TV going, gold is the only, you got to buy gold.
It does hold value better than the blind faith in a piece of paper that we have that we call currency.
So should we go back to the gold standard?
Thing.
I feel like we lost Fishbone on this. Fishbone, are you still with us?
We can't go back to...
I'm still here.
We can't go back to...
I know we're not talking about the internets right now, but... The internets is where you live. You still live on the Twitch?
Not really. I've been doing more PR management for my company, especially after what my brother did during Nightmare Nights, which we went to that convention.
Did he jerk off in front of a CEO?
No.
Did he come on his stomach?
Danced during a funeral. He started dancing during a funeral and having a big ass celebration while everybody else was like,
That's not
depressed.
right.
That's
That's
what we
not
do.
nice.
That's what Catholics do, or at least in my family.
No, it depends on if it's not your funeral.
We
You
don't
can't
do-
just randomly show up. You can't wedding crash a funeral.
Well,
Okay, that's true. And you can't do it during like the sad part. You do it at the beer drinking part.
Yeah, you have to do it post funeral.
the
You do it in the
forgetting
wake.
everything part.
That would be by the way, that'd be a movie. Funeral Crashers. That would be
A sequel with,
yeah.
with Broke Nose and Tall
Owen
Guy.
Wilson and Vince Vaughn are in Funeral Crashers.
Yeah, so here you go. This is a picture of it. This is the coin system of island tribe somewhere. You see
The
that?
island of stone
Goodness
money.
gracious.
Yep, it's like a 6-foot tall stone wheel that they used to trade for chickens and shit.
So there really is no place that lives without a monetary system. You have to have a monetary system to have civilization.
It's from the island of Yap.
Is that part of like maintaining a civil societies? We have to have a monetary
Well,
system.
again, we've argued this for years on the podcast. How much is a chicken worth? How many chickens does it cost
well,
to buy a
chicken's
Lamborghini?
only worth what somebody's going to give you for the chicken.
How many chickens do you have to give me to get a Lamborghini?
It depends on how
I
chickens
don't
are doing
want
that year.
many fucking chickens.
Do we have a lot of chickens? Do we only have little chickens?
We have an intermediary where you can change your chickens into dollars, and those dollars can then buy you a Lamborghini. Because I don't need 10,000 chickens personally.
Yeah.
But that's what it costs to buy a Lamborghini. That's the equation of chickens to Lamborghini. So you use an intermediate, which is the dollar, the stone, the ruple, the rupee, whatever.
Because you don't always want chickens.
No, I do not.
And I don't always want a
nor
Lamborghini.
need 10,000 chickens. But if you need it, we can't just go trading chickens for Lamborghinis.
The Norwegian Olympic team just really screwed up badly. Their chefs, they used Google Translate because they wanted to order 1,500 eggs in South Korea.
Yeah.
And they accidentally ordered 15,000 eggs in North Korea. So they had all these fucking eggs delivered to
100
them.
times more eggs than they needed.
They ordered 100 times more eggs than they needed because they just relied on Google Translate. They like just typed an email, essentially, and placed an order.
They didn't go like, hey,
Bam,
guy,
bam, bam.
hey, boss, hey, mister, come here. Is this right? And the guy would have gone like, no, you're so wrong. You're very wrong.
They could have used a hey mister. They should have used a hey mister. Hey, when you're in a foreign country, hey mister is a good technique.
I use it here all the time. I just stop random people to ask questions.
You'll hey mister a rando.
I just did that to get here.
You hey mistered someone?
Yeah, because I was like, where is it? I was like,
Hey,
well,
mister,
I'm parked
where
over
do they
there
play
first.
the game where there's a widget on each end of the field and it takes 27 hours to play the game?
No, I actually asked where the Cricket Bar and Grill was. I'm not even joking. I was just like,
Aren't you,
Cricket,
aren't you
Google.
Mr. Computer?
Okay.
You're using a Pixel right
Yeah,
now.
why didn't you?
No, that is not a Pixel.
No, what is that?
This is an Essential PH1.
Sure, a Pixel.
No, it's actually made by a company called Essential. This is their first iteration of a phone, and they claim this thing is indestructible.
Yeah, just like a Pixel.
Hey, wait. Can we test that?
I don't want to.
I am really good
I
at
would
breaking
love to
phones.
see you drop that right off of
I
here.
have broken more phones than the
He's
average
not
man.
going to do it.
I'm not gonna do it because past the time when I saw them at the Sprint store when I went to go get it, they were trying to drive a giant screwdriver with a hammer through it.
I guarantee you, Gorilla Glass will not survive me.
Tap it a couple times on the table.
You don't know. There's a difference between.
Let's just get him to tap it.
All right, now can I throw it against the concrete as hard as I can?
No.
Because that's how you break a phone. That or I have been known to twist them. If you can go and just bend it.
Just
like
go
the
look
Hulk.
up a YouTube video of somebody doing it. But
No,
this,
I don't. I want to break your phone.
hell no.
There's a whole
It's
different
more
story.
fun to attempt it on your phone.
I don't need to
Can
Google
we?
it.
Okay. Can we wait for a day that I get paid so I have more money because then my
If I-
insurance will cover it?
If your
and then I
phone,
can-
if your phone breaks, I will go buy you a burner phone.
Buy you a burner. That's a hell of an offer. He'll buy you a burner. A burner phone
You
is
take-
one of the
you
greatest
pop a
things.
SIM card
Have you
out of
not
that-
watched The Wire? A burner is
I've
essential.
watched
to-
The Wire. No, I don't.
You
want
got to have a burner phone.
No, I don't have a burner phone. I have a burner number that I use on this phone.
What do you do when you
That's traceable. GPS is always on, man.
No.
Yeah, you need
that's
that burner
a separate
phone,
SIM
bro.
card. I take it out
Oh, you
whenever
got? Is that double SIM?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I want a double SIM.
What is that?
I have it for one.
You can run two different
It's got two
phones.
different- yeah, it's
two
got
different
two
connections
different numbers.
on one phone.
This one has.
So you could
like,
be a client of Verizon and a client of AT&T.
This is a real
This is
thing people do.
technically an unlocked phone. So what I have is the other SIM card is a straight talk.
Okay.
So when I need
you
it, I
got
just
burner
put-
minutes.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll just put $30 on it every once in a while when I
Yeah.
need to use it. Well, I put like $30 a month on it, but then I'll use it because it's unlimited talking.
So how many drug dealers do you know?
Oh, none. I use it for whenever clients want to get a hold of me. and I don't want them to bother me over and over and over again.
You
I
get
just
a-
take out the
you
other
get a
SIM.
You get a Google number and just turn off Google.
You could do that.
I didn't know Google did numbers.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
a Google number.
That's
Google number. I got a Google number.
Technically, Exploded has like 9 Google numbers.
Yeah.
Because this fool can't remember his login and always creates a number and then forgets
I
it
have 52 Skype accounts and 9 Google numbers.
okay. So
I set up a new Skype account every time I Skype with someone.
every time.
Every
Y'all-
goddamn time.
y'all need somebody that handles IT for just
No,
you guys.
I am fine with it.
Okay.
If you can train this monkey to figure out how to run a computer, then we were on to something.
I'm an untrainable.
But
gotta
I have
warn you,
tried.
I'm
and
an untrainable.
He will not follow the instructions.
As it is,
I will never be housebroken.
I have
Again-
our whole team right now pissed at me.
You should look at the way he does the recordings compared to the way I do the recordings. That's the difference between what we're doing right now.
Who set this up? Okay, that explains it.
You've seen our mobile rigs. That's
Yeah.
my setup.
Yeah, those look always impressive, and I'm looking at this, and this is 2 microphones and
A shopping bag.
and a shopping bag.
No offense, it works.
By the way, it works quite well.
But just to prove the point of how we the two different minds go.
This
about
is
doing
guerrilla
things.
style.
What you do is like professional. What he does is an art.
That's right.
That's why.
right.
That's why I'm the technical guy, and
That's right,
He
Fishbone.
is Jimmy Buffett or whatever, the mouth of the South.
We have like
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
our company has a weird structure. So we have like 3 chairmen, right? And so it's me.
Okay, what business are you in? Like, you haven't explained it to me. I don't know if the audience knows either.
Okay. So
We need to know about this business.
we have a parent company called Brony Arches that does YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that, but we have sub companies underneath it. Like,
Are you properly LLC'd or anything like that?
yeah, we are actually licensed businesses.
Cool.
Our
I don't
taxes
know,
look
I
like
don't know
a
what kind of
fucking
licenses.
nightmare.
What kind of licenses are involved?
We have one LLC for the parent company, which is technically a conglomerate, is
Okay,
what they want
but
us
not
to
a
label it as.
license. It's not like having your nursing license or your
Yeah, it's
realtor
ver-
license.
I think they got
It's
their YouTube
verified
license.
through the it's verified through the state as an operation.
You have an
operational
EIN.
business.
You have a tax filing number.
We have that.
There's no
we
license.
Well, you have to go to the courthouse where we live to go file for
File for your
I filed a
business,
DBA that way.
DBA, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
And
You-
so-
it's not like you had to go take a course for 10 hours and pass the
No,
test.
no,
You don't
no.
have a license.
Yeah.
He has a DBA.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're fine.
We have several of these.
You have a corporate structure of some sort. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we have Brony Arches, which is the parent company, which
What was that shit called we looked into? Umbrella LLC?
Series.
Series LLC. That's what
Okay.
you need to get into.
um
Texas is, I think, the only state that does it.
okay. I really don't know what that is. I really
You've been
don't.
dismissed.
I
You
was
have
just
such
like-
a dismissive tone.
I feel like I didn't. I don't feel like I was dismissed. I feel like I just said like E equals MC square, and he went, sure.
Moving on. All right. all
Okay.
right.
And then we have sub companies under it, like Heco Industries, which does like computer repair and engineering and all that, and then Gatesville Geekly, which does like
Newsletters or some shit.
well, that's one of the things we do. But like, let's say you want to get like the newest edition of Dungeons and Dragons, we have that.
Y'all bootleg it or
No,
are
we
y'all
just
a bookstore?
We have a warehouse that we sell all this stuff through.
Okay.
So like,
So
we
one of
get a
them's
warehouse.
one of them's like a tech company. One of them's like a distribution company.
The next one is private security.
This dude's like
whoa,
Ice
whoa,
Cube. This guy's a mogul.
Hold on, the private security one. Everything else sounded feasible up until this point.
No.
Okay.
Just wait.
You've heard the stories, haven't you?
Go ahead.
Or we're not talking security guard with a baton. We're talking like cameras and stuff.
No. We're talking private security, bro.
Like
Okay.
conventions hire us to go and do security as like extra resources. So what would happen is if their security
People give you
fails,
authority.
we respond. Yeah.
You get in free to places and have authority.
Yes.
It's Kevin James.
That's a scary mall cop at a convention. Hey, I'll let you know the FCLA is over there having a convention. You might proposition them and get in for reinforcements.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. If I wind up walking up as the convention happens, I've learned an experience that no, I never get it.
Okay, I'll tell you a trick because I've had a lot of badges in my life. You just get one of those neck holders and just put literally a black piece of paper that says security in it. It will get you 10 times farther than talking to people. You just walk through there and you just flash the badge that says
Well, like
security that you printed out.
like a regular Comic-Con or like anything outside of the Brony community now is like there has to be planning done.
Fishbone, who's your business like
Well,
icon? Who do you look at
before
and
we
you
jump,
go, this is my
quick question-
mentor?
One quick question before you jump to that.
I feel like it's Ice Cube.
What is the most successful thing you've done in these like series? Like Did you do a proper Comic-Con like Los Angeles? Did you do a BronyCon in Dallas? Like, what's the apex of your achievement so far?
So far, it was Nightmare Nights, even though it was a public relations fucking nightmare.
That's the Brony thing in Dallas.
Yes, and
we talked about going at one point.
Yeah, they don't have those anymore. That was the last one, and that was what that funeral service was
too
for. Too much,
pony fucking going on.
No, they just one of their chairmen was leaving, and they couldn't afford it.
You got a real answer though.
Okay, fair enough.
So their chairman couldn't afford it, and so they just said, "Well, we're not doing another one." And the sad part
is the business wasn't set up to roll on.
Yeah, without this one guy.
Yeah,
and I was
he was
like,
self-funding it. It sounds like.
Not really. Actually, he was the one who managed most of it, and then he would like donate like what was left over, what was needed.
Oh, see, he gave away his money. See, problem. You can't make the next one happen if there's no money.
Can't give away your money.
Ice cube or something. I'm gonna go get another. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay. What are you grabbing? Is that water?
It's kind of like water, but with alcohol.
Oh no, never mind. I've got to drive.
Yeah.
I have been on the road for the past 3 days.
More water?
Yes, please. I've been on the road for like 3 days, and my whole staff is mad at me.
Where have you been?
I went all the way up to Missouri.
What are you doing there?
Me and this girl were gonna take a road trip.
And did the girl go with you on the road trip?
Yes.
And did she make it back with you on the road trip, from the road trip?
No, we stopped at a gas station somewhere in Missouri, and I went to get gas. She went inside and sent me a picture of her and this guy who I recognized from high school and said, "Don't wait for me."
She left you in Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
You took her to meet another guy?
I didn't know that was what was going on. She's been leading me on for months just so I could do this one thing.
You took her on a road trip to meet a guy?
Apparently. And
you delivered the gift of your girl to another guy?
I feel horrible. Please don't make this any worse. Like, this is
That's a bummer, bro.
This is a very shitty situation for me. It made it even worse as I was driving back. I made it through Arkansas, and because I was like, fuck, this sucks. I might as well just go back home.
That's what I would have done.
We were heading to Indiana, and we were going to like sightsee on the way up there because I got off work early because of several other things, like my main job, which I've already told you I will never talk about.
No, that's fine.
By name. But essentially what happened was my boss's boss got onto me to a point and had me so wound up and stressed over bullshits.
Yeah.
I went outside, went to the parking lot at the end of the workday, and we're all fucking exhausted. You know, a bunch of coworkers just sitting around a circle bullshitting, right?
Yeah.
And then I
Halifax, New York.
What is that?
That's hey, you're missing a riveting tale, dude.
That's water.
Can I catch Cyril up?
Okay.
He just came off a 3-day road trip to Missouri. He thought he was going to Indiana with a girl. The girl had arranged for a guy to meet her in Missouri at a rest stop.
So you stopped like, hey, let's get gas here. And then she just never came out of the bathroom.
She sent him a picture. It was with another guy that said, hey, I'm good. You can go about your journey now. He delivered his girl to another dude.
She's been leading me on for a while for this shit.
No. I get you. No explanation needed. I completely understand this situation.
He has turned around and come back. He turned around and came back immediately.
I have not necessarily that story, but I have lived this story.
Here's the worst part about it was
she used him for a ride, bro.
Yeah.
Her mother called me and sat there and said, thanks for taking her up there. She wasn't sure if you would take her to see her boyfriend. And I was like, you don't understand.
I didn't know I was
Don't get mad.
I didn't know.
Don't get mad. Just live with it. Life lessons. Recognize and learn. Now, after the podcast, I will give you some tips, but we're not gonna record those.
Okay. But
no, that involves too many words.
I went to
not
work,
even this show airs
because I only worked for 4 days at my primary source of income, and I got done on the first day, doubled over, vomited, passed out, blood all over my face because all of a sudden I apparently had a fucking aneurysm in the parking lot. I was so stressed, and so
he had word
my
stress
doctor
without the smile and the giggles, but like straight up, you had an aneurysm.
Yes.
Oh fuck, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
that sucks.
The doctor told me, she was like, "You need to fucking de-stress." She's like, "Go find something." I was like,
dude,
"I don't even know how to de-stress because I'm
in weed and like jerking off."
One of those I can't do. The other
you can't
one,
jerk off.
No,
not I'm sorry, dude. That sounds real sad.
Not that.
Can't operate. Doesn't operate.
I can't smoke weed. Because my primary source of income, they random drug test all the time. I'm not even
Okay,
joking.
that
You
means
can't. You're right. You're right. You can't smoke
No,
weed.
fair
You can
enough.
only eat
Yeah.
weed. So you need to eat more weed.
No, you can't do that either. What you can do though is methamphetamines and like
Hell
LSD.
no, I will stick to drinking.
You know what you could also
LSD,
do?
Mushrooms.
I think this works.
Untestable things.
Butt weed.
Nope. Again, marijuana gets in your system. The problem with marijuana is that it attaches to your fat cells. That's why there's like a 30-day come clean on it. But methamphetamines and cocaine is 2 days.
Okay, so butt-
psychoactives
I
aren't
get what you're
tested for
saying.
it.
I get what you're saying because of the fat.
Yeah.
Butt weed and a diet shake.
Okay.
That's great shit.
Get rid of the fat afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
That is a good thing. Like exercise is a great way to test clean for marijuana.
Yeah.
So
Put weed in your butt and get on a treadmill.
Again, that doesn't
Dude,
work.
you're
but
great.
hypothetically.
You're right. You can't put it in your butt because it doesn't get
So-
you high in your butt.
Well, it can, but you have to activate the THC first, and then oil works really good. Chatter,
Okay,
butter,
you're right.
Well,
Put the weed in a microwave with a gallon of margarine.
or bake it.
Shove the margarine weed
Make
up
some
your
weed butter.
butt.
Make some weed butter
And
like you
then
were going to make
run on a-
cookies,
run on
and
a
then
treadmill.
inject it with a syringe.
Inject it into your ass cheek, and then
Ass
run on
butter.
run on a treadmill for 30 minutes watching Juggalo videos,
Leaving little flapjacks behind you.
leaving flapjacks behind you. We just solved your problem.
I'm just well.
De-stressed.
What wound up happening is like
So de-stressed.
2 days.
Most de-stressed you've ever been in your life.
2
I'm
days
sorry.
prior to the thing, we had a problem with YouTube, and that was like something that was steady for us. Was we got a steady
fuck YouTube.
Yeah, because they were like, well, if you're under 1,000
Yeah,
subscribers,
that's what
Yeah.
killed us too. They
And
took
we're
all
just
our
like-
monetization away.
you got to be kidding me. And so we've been looking for a new partner. Well, my brother managed to find, which by the way, I don't know who he talked to, but our
Ice
brother
Cube.
does. Our brother does finances. Somehow figured out how to get Facebook to want to partner with us.
Well, there you go.
And
How many
apparently that's
viewers?
what
What's your like? You got decent numbers? You breaking
we break 1,000 on a good chunk of some of our
views or
yeah.
Okay.
But we wound up we're
way better than us? We get like 5 per episode, but
We're
because
about
we
to-
have 500 episodes, it works out to probably be about the same number.
fair enough. We just I it's aggravating because then we wound up having this meeting.
Just to let everybody know, there is a freight train derailed driving by us. If you can hear that noise,
I'm disappointed
Who
that I
the
haven't.
fuck doesn't take care of their goddamn Cadillac? Oh, never mind. That's that car.
you really thought that was a car or something.
I really thought it was that Cadillac driving by. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with your car?
It was a bucket.
Great
on wheels.
question. It's a great question, Fishbone. Because it clearly wasn't a bucket on wheels. All right, so
So
go ahead.
a few
Go
days
ahead, go ahead.
prior, we wound up having a meeting with all 3 chairmen and our finance guy on what we needed to do because he was like, hey, Facebook will partner with us. We're like, what the fuck? How do you pull this out of your ass? And not tell a single one of us. He's like, this is what this meeting's for. So I'm telling you, we need to have a video pitch done by 2 weeks from now.
Probably a very simple like, hey, will you partner with us? And they went like, send us a video.
Yeah, well, apparently they're doing
I
this
assume
with,
it's that simple.
they're doing this with other people.
Sarah, why aren't you doing that yet, you son of a bitch?
I didn't know Facebook was opening to partnerships,
I
but yeah,
Because I got a great idea
it's
that
probably
involves
just-
weed, butter, and a treadmill that I think would make us a huge viral sensation.
we got to
we
film
could
it.
go on as a food category too.
We're going to call it flipping flapjacks.
If you want our team to record it for you guys, y'all need to do one thing. We need to make sure it's in Colorado.
No,
What's Colorado.
He's
where
worried
weed's
about the
legal.
legalization.
So is Alabama, California, Washington,
Oh, well,
DC.
let's find
I
somewhere
think
closer.
I think we should do it in Guantanamo Bay. So I would like to do it in the prison.
I
in
think
Guantanamo.
you can tour. Well, maybe not tour straight to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
but you can go to Cuba now. I think.
I'd like to go to
Let's take
Cuba,
Alcatraz and do it.
take the treadmill outside of Guantanamo Bay. Because I would like to also, this is how I go viral. I'm going to get into Guantanamo.
Every episode's the same thing though too. It's just you running on a treadmill, dropping some flapjacks.
That's
Just in Guantanamo Bay, on the Great Wall of China.
You just got this
in-
big stack and you're just
under-
tossing it down, trying not to step on it on the treadmill. Just
No. Again, if you missed the story, we're talking about sticking weed butter up his ass.
yeah.
And then he's shitting out flapjacks that land on the conveyor belt and fall off the end.
Oh, okay.
So now that you're caught back up,
It's
I
a
didn't know
way,
that was
it's a way better
euphemism for
story when you're flipping flapjacks out your ass. It's a way better story.
but we film you doing it under the Eiffel Tower, the Great Wall,
yeah,
on
it's
Wall
just
Street by the
traveling
bull.
traveling the world
We just
flipping flapjacks.
drag a treadmill out, set it up under the bull on Wall Street, and let you flip flapjacks for 30 minutes and film it.
We can
But
go
it-
take it to the Bear on Baylor and have you do it there.
I do have some requirements. I have a writer. I need a small TV set filled with Juggalo music videos so that I can watch those for
While
30
you're
minutes
treadmilling?
while I'm treadmilling.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Let
I think we can make that happen.
Let
we
me
can probably
call
even get.
finances,
we can
and we'll
even-
see how much I've got to contribute to this.
Okay.
Oh,
don't-
please.
Don't really call. What are you doing?
He's
I'm
like-
actually calling.
Okay. Apparently, business on the show. We are finding financing.
Is Fishbone becoming a financier? Is this
we
what
have
we've
an
been waiting
investor.
for?
We can just. Hey,
Oh God. You don't
this
have
is a business call.
you don't have to
first
scream.
to start.
Hold
off
it
with.
close to the mic so we can at least hear the guy.
This is a business call. I'm with Exploded right now.
This call is recorded for monitoring purposes and to
You're on the
continuing
radio.
education.
You're
Yeah.
on the radio.
You're on the radio right now.
I'll be straight up. I can't hear a single word you're saying.
Neither can we.
Hey, do your Elvis impression.
This is not that one. That one's gone in Washington somewhere with his pregnant fiance,
Oh,
and we don't know where he is. This is the one that looked like a giant Jew walking around dressed like Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, the guy from Kids in the Hall.
is this Kevin Meany?
Okay,
Kevin Meany.
okay. First things first. Drop the voice actor stuff. Second, we need financing for a treadmill, a film set full of Juggalo music and music videos, marijuana,
set.
and
Okay, no.
Butter. We need lots of butter.
and lots of butter.
Unsalted pure butter. We don't want none of
Yeah.
that margarine
I
bucket
will
shit.
prove the butter, but everything else can kiss my ass.
Wait.
treadmill?
Hold on. We got some approval here. How much butter will you approve?
I will prove at maximum 2 tons.
2 tons of butter?
We have.
Do we have the money for that?
We got 2 tons of butter, guys.
know,
Yeah,
Forrest-
William, you best find
I
out
think
how
we
to
got
get
a show title, by the way. 2 tons of butter.
Okay.
Four,
All right.
4 sticks of butter is like $6.
He just approved
2 tons is a lot of money, but
I want you to know how much crap I'm gonna have to tell the whole company. Go like, we need to like double this overtime because this is something that we need to see.
dude, not the
Because
lie.
I know for a fact we do not have the finances to do that
2 tons of
right
butter?
now. Yeah.
You better find
won't-
them,
Margarine
'cause-
won't work either. Don't
Was
cut it
that,
short.
by the way, is that count as a contract?
No.
Did we just sign a contract?
I don't think we did, but we have a verbal agreement that this.
We have a
will
verbal
progress in the-
agreement,
in
and
the
this
future.
will.
So if we do
progress.
not get 2 tons of butter, are we suing Fishbone's company?
I don't think
Because
they're
I will
registered.
take you for 2 tons of butter, sir.
You know what? I'm just.
In
You
court,
know
too.
what? I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
want the
get a
monetary
bunch.
value. I want the butter.
You know what I'm gonna
the,
do?
I want the fucking butter, man. That's what I want.
You know what I'm gonna
You're
do
a
now?
Judge Judy just settled.
I'm gonna now go.
butter.
You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna go to the high school, get a bunch of interns, and tell them you need to make butter for the next week and a half.
I don't care.
You're gonna go Amish and start churning butter. To
I
fill
don't
this
care
butter?
how you get us 2 tons of butter. You can get us 2 tons of butter no matter which way you do it. You now verbally have agreed to owing us 2 tons of butter. Kevin Meany just signed you up for that.
So here's the thing, though. Like our finances are falling apart left and right. Even YouTube said like piss off. There may be a partnership between Exploded and Brony Arches.
we need investors, bro.
We got the face and the mouth.
Yeah, we got the mouth, we got the face and the mouth.
Here's the other thing. We already have like 3 host personalities.
Y'all
I
have-
guess we
y'all-
could take 2 more on.
Y'all have the tech.
Yeah, why don't you guys invest in us and we'll make you guys famous. Invest in us. Give us 2 tons of butter and $1 million.
He's pulling up an Excel sheet.
I'm trying to figure out who do we have that we can get rid of.
Who can you
You
fire?
probably don't need a cook. Daniel
wait,
Miller, you're fired officially.
I've been wanting to do that for so long, and I've never been able to justify it.
What the
You
fuck?
can now.
Why does your company have a cook?
Well,
Aren't you a computer company?
We had an office at one point.
Also a
with
private
kitchen
security
in it.
firm.
Okay,
Neither one of those need a cook.
we had an
All of
office.
them need a cook.
Like, okay,
Why don't we have a cook?
I don't know because we're not balling like they are. Apparently,
I told you he's
cheap
Ice Cube.
to set up
Appar-
stuff in Gatesville. I'm not even joking.
apparently
Where we
you,
live,
you
it's
should not take
cheap.
financial advice from us. If,
No.
if you have a cook and you're doing this, don't listen to us because we don't have a cook. And
Okay,
we're not
there's
doing
one
this.
kid here looking at an Excel sheet. There's 2 others who are talking about weed butter in their butts. So, like, clearly, somebody is more focused.
Different skill sets.
Okay, there we go.
Really that easy? Now the guy's fired.
Yeah, I just gotta send a text to human resources and tell him fire this guy.
So he's got
I
HR.
feel like this is fake it till you make it. I'm gonna call human resources, which is also Kevin Meany.
Is he Kevin Meany too?
Give me a second. Let me call him.
The rash decisions. I feel like this is how Elon Musk does business.
You,
Flamethrower? Fuck yeah, we need a flamethrower. $500. Put it
you
on the market.
feel like it definitely is how Elon Musk does business. You know
wanna
that
know what
rocket
the funny
launch
thing
was
is?
not planned until 2 days before that happened.
But no, you know what? Really, honestly, the craziest thing about Elon Musk, one day he went like, "Hey, we should dig more tunnels," and so he founded the Dig Corporation to build a giant, the boring company,
Because
to create a
play
tunnel
on
boring
words.
things. Yeah,
It's a tunnel. It's a
started
play
with the
on words.
Hyperloop, bigger,
Yeah.
longer story. Let's not get technical.
That-
But the only product the Boring Company is currently selling, because they're still in R&D, is a flamethrower and a hat.
And a hat.
But they sold out of hats. So you can buy a flamethrower for like $800.
$500.
$500 from the
I
Boring
wanted
Company.
one.
If they're not sold out.
Why do I feel like Fishbone is a young you?
I wanted one. I wanted one bad. I'm not even joking.
Cyril, Fishbone is a young you because as you guys talk, he's one step ahead of you on every. He's correcting you on your own shit right now.
And you want to know what the fun part is?
No wonder you guys have
I
the same
actually
stuff
have
to
a
say.
smartwatch. It's in the car, but it's dead. I forgot the charger.
I can grow a better beard. Piss off.
I
You
have
can
to
right now
shave.
because of age.
I have to like shave, and I just haven't shaved in.
Yeah,
a few
let's
days.
be honest though. You couldn't grow a Cyril beard yet. You got to fucking age up to that.
I got like maybe 20 years before I could do that.
I'm not 20 years older than you.
How old are you?
Older?
He's older. He's
I'm
pretty.
21.
Okay, like 12 years.
Yeah.
You're close.
All right.
You win the average of the bet.
All right.
Oh, no. One thing before we leave.
Okay.
I hinted at it earlier. I want to address your cooking show fascination, but
love a good
hating
cooking
the
show.
fact that eating food is a chore and all of it, paying for food. Like, you watch cooking shows but refuse to cook.
I will cook. I like cooking. I watch cooking shows when I like cooking.
When's the last time you cooked for yourself?
About a week and a half ago.
Okay, fair enough.
So I do like cooking.
From our conversation, I thought it was been like 3
No,
months.
no, it's the diet side of things. It's the
cooking
no
cooking
carb,
healthily, or like cooking with vegetables compared to just cheese in a pan.
just cooking food, man.
Yeah.
I just want to cook some food.
I literally just put meat and cheese in a pan. That's food. Bam.
What I don't
win.
understand is about dieting is it's so much tastier. The non-diet.
Tyree
food.
It's all tasty. Hey, okay, if you're having a private conversation,
sure.
Fishbone,
he's
Yeah,
taking
it's-
calls at this point.
what I'm arguing,
Tyree on the phone.
what I'm arguing is that a change in diet is not a diet.
Yeah.
So I've decided to stop eating beef jerky, strips,
Yeah.
and Doritos
Tyree.
for dinner
Question.
versus
Are we
having
able
like
to
real
fire
food
Daniel?
and real lettuce and real.
Yeah.
Fire Daniel.
So I'm not on a diet. I'm just trying
Yes.
to eat healthier.
Fishbone's firing someone right now.
Fire Daniel. Our cook. Fire him.
Our cook.
Again, does your cook literally just stand
Okay.
around all day just going like, omelets? This is the omelet bar. Come up and get an omelet.
No, here's okay. So we have technically 2 people that do this. One person actually plans menus, and so he'll actually
What
cook
the
90%
fuck are
of
you doing all day that you have a meal planner?
what's
He's got to get that energy, bro. He's got to get
If
that
I
energy for
explain
running.
to you-
This story
27 companies.
sounds like if you and I hired a couple of our buddies and just assigned random tasks to them, like you're the cook now.
That's kind of how this all started,
And
and
then
then people actually started doing the
you're
jobs,
the
and I
meal
was like,
planner.
okay, well then we're just gonna start.
Hey guys, break. It's noon. Steve has got us a filet mignon, duck roasted, this and that. We have to go take lunch now. The food is ready.
Dude, he
We
just,
should see
And
another
that's Steve's job. No, that's insane. What, like, why do you have a cook?
Because
You're
know,
asking the
we
wrong
have, like,
question.
People who will sit there
Why
editing
not is
all
the right
damn day
question.
long, and I'll sit there and go,
Money.
oh, they'll be eating all damn day long. The funny part
Okay,
is,
so
is
okay,
the staff,
okay. I get your story. Then you had people employed that did nothing, so you gave them a task and a
Yes.
title.
and then they started doing those jobs.
If
and I
you're
was
going
like,
to be
okay.
here anyway, and if you're going to be on the payroll regardless,
might as well cook.
well, you are now the cook.
Because originally it was just random crew, and I would just tell people, go do this, get this set up, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Now people actually have jobs because I was like, I'm tired of sitting here and then
You
be like,
pay minimum wage or you pay tips only? Is this a restaurant job?
for them, they.
Because if it's 9 to 5, I can make a 40-hour week.
It's volunteer, bro.
Being the cook, I will still
Some
be your
bits are
cook.
some parts are volunteer, some parts
Then
aren't.
that's not an employee.
He just fired a cook.
You just fired somebody who doesn't work for you, it sounds like.
No, he cooks for him. He cooks for him.
cooks.
But he
He
doesn't
gets
get paid.
paid.
Okay, he does get paid. It's not
I don't
volunteer.
know how much he gets paid because once again, I'm not the one messing with finances anymore.
Okay, what's your bankroll though? I mean, you're a CEO.
$1 million a month, bro.
Like, what is the?
They're
like,
running $1 million
roughly?
a month.
Like, you making like 10 grand a month, or like what's funding the
I'm
company?
thinking it's close to 20, 30,000.
Or are you just paying out of pockets for your friends who hang out?
I
With
think it's
That would be sad. I ain't gonna lie.
if I could bankroll that, I would pay my friends just to hang out with me. That's
I would
my
pay.
dream. If I was a millionaire, I would just pay my friends to hang out with me.
You would MC Hammer yourself to death?
Except for I don't know all of like Fifth Street in Brooklyn.
No, you don't have that many friends, so you could keep it. You could
Yeah,
keep
like
it.
5 people. Just
You could be fiscally
I'd be more
responsible.
I'd be like Entourage level.
You'd be a very fiscally responsible MC Hammer.
Very fiscally responsible MC Hammer.
And then I
That's
get it.
all-
We
Also,
need to get him parachute
like-
pants and then a tie.
Like, why is Dr. Grant hanging out all the time? I don't know why he's here. Let's make him the cook. And bam, now we're in the same exact situation.
Well, you might as well sit there. You're on the show. You know, if you ever, or do you guys ever toss anybody cash to be on any of the shows?
No, we don't pay anybody anything. We don't pay ourselves. We make no money.
Well, whenever we
As you
do,
didn't
like,
understand, we're not financially well set
yeah,
up here.
okay.
We are the voice and the face. We have not figured out the financial
We
part.
need investors. We need you to come in and run this thing like a
will-
like.
I will say
We need financing.
Be our mogul. Be our mogul, bro.
We,
Be our Ice Cube.
as it is, the only reason why
Or
my
our Shea.
brothers got
Shea
this
butter.
finance thing. Is
What's his
because-
son's name? Shea Butter.
O'Shea.
O'Shea.
Be our O'Shea
Cube.
Jackson.
Yeah. O'Shea Cube.
Nah, Jackson if it's his son.
Oh, my,
Be our O'Shea Jackson Jr.
my-
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
My brother, the only reason why he's got this is because he's actually going to school for forensic accounting, which is like detecting fraud and crap.
I don't want that guy on my team. I
I want someone who's not into that.
yeah.
He's the
I
one
want
who
someone
does
who's in
our
it.
stuff.
I pretty much want to embezzle all the money.
I want a creative accountant
Yeah.
involved.
Exactly. Not one that like knows it to the T.
I want somebody who
Well,
freeforms accounting.
Somebody who cares about 70ths of a cent.
I want someone who went to the Bernie Madoff School of Business. Is what I want.
Let's start a
We
Ponzi scheme.
we needed to replace something.
I can play
that
the
was-
accordion.
We needed to replace something. Let me tell you how much of a fucking nightmare
King
my
reference,
brother
no one-
is.
Great reference, Jan Lewin
Okay.
reference.
Let me tell you how much of a fucking nightmare this working with my brother is. And hell, right now we're about to take a big financial hit because our guy who used to like drive everybody around now has wrecked 3 cars.
You had a
He had a
chauffeur?
chauffeur.
We had a guy who did transportation. He had a bus.
Okay.
And
So,
he
A,
wrecked said bus, then my car, then 2 other cars, and then a company vehicle. I
I-
was like, no, you're fired.
I do want to say that we have just cut the budget for Brony Arches Incorporated by firing, Steve the cook.
Yes.
So we have helped your company out.
Yes.
There is some entitlement to that. Retribution. What's the right word? You owe us money. I think we get Steve the cook's wages from now on.
Doing what?
The same or better than Steve did.
Yeah.
His name wasn't Steve. It was Daniel.
Well, there we go. Fuck you, Daniel. You're fired.
All right.
I also didn't like him because
Okay.
he tended to have
We need to-
seizures.
Yeah, we're yeah. I don't like people that have seizures either. That's a weird statement. So
Someone's gonna.
I want to
audio
wrap
clip
up
just
the
that.
cook thing because you justify shitty diet, you justify watching all these fabulous cooking shows as entertainment, but never try them. Like that's the disconnect I have. Like I just watched somebody cook a duck for an hour. I will never touch a duck.
I'll eat a duck. I will eat whatever's put in front of me. I'm just not going to do the effort of a diet, personally.
So why? But
if someone was to, if I was to have a chef personally on standby
cook some zucchini for
who
me,
was
bastard.
preparing me meals that were on diet,
That's
fine.
not what I mean at though.
We
the
had
fact,
a company barbecue
the-
and he was cooking. It was
the
the greatest
fact
thing ever.
that you watched an hour, you spent an hour of your life watching somebody cook a meal on TV
yes.
to go, that was entertaining. I'll tune in next week when Julia Childs is on again. That's the entertainment level I'm questioning. Like, how is that? How is
Wait,
that your
he actually
TV
does
choice?
this?
Yes,
He does this?
I'm on a diet. He's giving me flack because I changed my diet and stopped eating beef jerkies. He sits down and watches somebody on TV cook dinner and then goes like, "That was well worth my hour."
It's always worth my hour.
So like, how do you? What's
Hey,
the,
don't give me a what that. Don't give me a what that.
I know.
what's the entertainment value
Yeah.
of that?
It's watching, watching, the other day I watched Food Truck Wars. So I watched food truck chefs compete with these mystery baskets.
See, that
and they
I
have to
can
take the mystery
understand.
basket and come up with a meal. So how are you going to make french fries into a dessert? I don't know, but they did it. And now I'm like excited.
Okay, I don't watch these, so I am
Okay.
not in the realm. So
Okay, I can understand it.
Guys,
though.
I'm about to pee my pants.
the defense is not
I'm about to
necessary.
do a pee pants.
Well,
Let's wrap
okay.
the show up because I'm going to do a pee pants.
I feel like you have explained yourself. I think we've tied
I've
up all the loose
justified
strings.
myself.
All the loose strings have been tied. So
This has been the episode called 2 Tons of Butter. We're gonna let Fishbone participate in the sign off with us. Fishbone, do you know how to start it off at least?
You listen to
This
this
son of a
show,
bitch.
right?
I haven't listened to it
You've been-
recently. I've been so
You're
deep
only
in
a friend
emails.
because
All right,
of this show.
you're
That's
gonna
the only reason we
literally
know you.
say cheers. Okay, you're gonna say cheers.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Hold on, guys.
Sure, dude.
This is gonna wrap up the show. With that, I've been JC King
And I'm wired. Cereal.
Fishbone.
saying
Cheers.
Prost.
Slancha, and
Salud.
we'll see you next time on the Exploded Show.
This has been an Exploded production. For more where that came from, go to exploded.com.